guys, welcome back to my channel. Hi to each and every one of you guys watching. What's up? My name is Diana. If you are new to my channel, my name is Diana. Welcome to the fam beam. Welcome to my channel. Go ahead and subscribe if you're not yet subscribed, and welcome. So today's video, as you guys can see from the title, this is gonna be my favorite drugstore foundations of all time. Now I do have some foundations that are drugstore that they were my least favorites, and some that were my favorites and my go-tos, my everyday foundations. Even when I go out, I always use these foundations. They're super affordable and bomb. Now I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys my least favorites because I do have a lot of them. I have maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have about 9 foundations that I do have in front of me that I do want to talk about, and then just kind of, you know, fill ya in. Now I have an oily skin. Now when I say oily, I'm super oily. I get super oily in my T-zone, really dry on this area, but on this area I'm freaking oily. So I always tend to use a foundation that is a mattifying foundation for me, because that just helps me throughout the day with my foundations being super great. So yeah, let me go ahead and show you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys my least favorite ones that are from the drugstore that I really don't like. And the thing about it is, when I have foundations that I don't use anymore or that I don't like, I do give them away. I give them to friends, family, friends, or whomever just asks me for them. So I did give a few of my other foundations that I had already away, but I'm gonna show you guys the ones I do have here. Now I do have this one. This is the CoverGirl True Blend Matte Mate Foundation. This is not one of my favorite foundations. I've kind of tried it out like for a while now. I've used it on and off on some of my tutorials, and then for me, I feel like this is more of a light to medium coverage, so you would need more foundation. Now I love a full coverage foundation look. That's just me. I like covering all my imperfections. I like having a full foundation and everything. So this foundation is almost like a medium to full. You could build it up and get it to a full, but I don't like it. It's not one of my favorite foundations. I don't like this one. The thing about it is that it's super streaky for me, and it doesn't keep me like, it's just, I don't know, I just feel like it's not mattifying. It's not a full coverage foundation for me. I've tried it a lot of times, and I've liked it, but it's like I have to keep on putting on layers and layers, and I don't like working too hard over a foundation that's gonna give me a full coverage. Another foundation I do have is this one. This is the Full Spectrum CoverGirl Matte Ambition Foundation. I know it's dirty and it's all over the place. This is another foundation that I didn't like. I tried this foundation a lot of times, and I do use it on my sister. That's why it's like almost gone. I'm gonna give it to her. Every time she comes, she wants me to do her makeup, and I always put this one on her. And she likes more of a light coverage foundation. This is not a full coverage foundation for me. I don't feel like it is. This is not one of my favorite foundations. It's just that I feel like CoverGirl doesn't come out with a great foundation. Like these two are not, they don't cut it. I need to keep on putting on to get a full coverage foundation. So maybe it is a good foundation for you, but for me personally, I don't like it. Another foundation that is really inexpensive, and it was one of my favorite foundations of all time, it is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. Now it's kind of, I would say, I have like a love and hate relationship with this, but it's more of a hate than a love. It's super this one is in caramel because I gave the other one to one of my nieces, I believe, or I think one of my friends. I have this one that it doesn't have anything, but I still have it because I kind of mix foundations. So I always do that. I always mix foundations to do foundation looks. So this one's already gone, but I have this one in caramel. This foundation, I didn't like it. I have a long time with this foundation, so I tried it a lot of times. It's super creamy, full coverage foundation, but it's really like creamy, and it does have like a heavy filling in your face, so I don't like that about foundations. Now don't get me wrong, it is a good foundation, and it's, I mean, if you want a full coverage foundation, just wear like a mattifying primer, like a setting spray, a setting powder that's gonna help you set this really good, because this is like, it's really greasy. Now I do have 5 drugstore foundations that are my favorite, and I could just swear by these. They're just my favorite foundations of all time. I do have one that I've been using for the past, I don't know how many months, about a year, months or whatever. I've been using this foundation nonstop. I consider this more of a drugstore. You could get it online, but not really on a drugstore. It is the ColourPop foundation. This one, I'm just going to talk about this one because it's more of an online foundation where you can't really get it you can't get it on any drugstore. I believe you could get it on Ulta. I'm not sure. I heard they have ColourPop on Ulta, but I'm not sure if they have foundation. So you would have to try to like figure that out. I'm not sure. I did order mine online. I fucking love this foundation. It's really good foundation. It is a full coverage foundation. It is super liquidy, and it's a mattifying foundation. I really like it a lot, and it gives me a great coverage of a foundation. Now I do have to kind of layer it maybe twice or to my preference, but it's a really good foundation, and it's not inexpensive. It's not that expensive. So if you guys want to know the pricing of the foundations, let me know. Well, I'll go ahead and post them in the bottom. If you want to find out how much they are, you can just go to the website on ColourPop and you can find out the foundation. I don't think it's more than like $12, I believe. I'm not sure, but that's a really good foundation. Now, for the one that's my least favorite from this little section, this little collection that I have going on here, I have maybe 5 more drugstore foundations that are my favorites. I'm gonna talk about my least favorite, but it is my favorite still. It's on my favorite, you know, list. It is the Fit Me Matte Poreless Foundation. Now this is a medium to full coverage foundation. I freaking love this stuff. This is really good, but I do have to build it up also. It's a really good foundation, guys, if you guys are oily. They also have the one for like dry skin, so I guess they have like the dewy one or whatever, but this is a really good foundation, super inexpensive, so try this one out. The next one, I do have the L'Oreal Paris Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. This one is really good. This one is a full coverage foundation, I would say, and it is a mattifying foundation. So these foundations are basically mattifying, the ones I'm going to talk about. They're super inexpensive and freaking bomb. This one is the number 108 in Caramel Beige. This is the one I use, and it's a really good foundation, guys. This is one of my favorite foundations I've been super stuck with since like a long time, and I stopped using it because of these other ones that I have going on right here that are my favorites now, but this one's still one of my goodies, my favorites. So let's go ahead and do the third one. The third one. This is the LA Girl Pro Matte Foundation. This is a really good foundation, guys. When I tell you guys, this is super inexpensive and it's a bomb ass foundation. You could find this at Ulta. This is a medium to full coverage foundation, super creamy, super bomb. It is a mattifying foundation. It does apply cream, like a cream consistency or whatever, but it is mattifying, and it's a really good foundation, so try this one out. And then these are my 2 go-to drugstore foundations that I cannot get over. They're just my favorites. I have repurchased, I believe, like, I have my bottles over there in my garage. I should have brought them before doing this video, but I do have about, this one I have like 5 bottles, empty bottles of this. This is like my 6th bottle of this foundation, and as you guys can see, I do have to go buy another one because I'm out of this. I've been scraping the shit out of this. I took the shit off, and like I scrape it till the last drop because this foundation is so good. This is the Super Stay Full Coverage Maybelline New York foundation. This is 24-hour foundation. This is the best foundation ever. So I should have talked about this one first because this is one of my favorites. This is my favorite by far of drugstore foundations. It's just my favorite. But yeah, this is really good full coverage foundation, full fucking coverage. Now you guys know I like a fucking super cake face full coverage glam. This gives me that with like one application, no lie. But knowing me, because I like you know, full coverage, I do still put some like around here. I add more, but I don't need to. This gives me a great coverage. Buy this one. All right, so the next one, it is this one. Oh, and then this one I do have mine's in number 310 in sun beige. Now, what I like doing with my foundations, I rather get them a little tad bit darker than my skin, just because I do use a translucent powder, and every time I use, it doesn't matter what translucent powder I use, I always get a little bit more white. I get like not a white, how can I say it? It's not like a white canvas. It just gives me a little tone lighter than the foundation that I apply. So I always put a little tad bit darker than my normal foundation. The other foundation is the NYX Professional Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation. This is a really good foundation. It is a full coverage foundation, which of course these work great. I would say this is my favorite because this one does have more, maybe like this much more of a full coverage than this one, but this one does have a full coverage. Also, this one is a neutral tan. It's a really good foundation. So if you guys are looking for a drugstore foundation that y'all want to just test out, if you are oily, bam, use these. If you are super fucking dry, you can still try these out. Why not? Just use a great moisturized primer, use a super fucking like a silicone primer, use a dewy moisturizer and a setting spray that's not gonna be a mattifying setting spray, and you can use these. Just make sure you use a dewy foundation before applying these, because these are matte. So if you're oily, bam, get these. These are my favorites, so just check them out, guys. These are all the ones I have, and I hope you guys did like this video. I'm just gonna finish up this video real quick because that's all I wanted to talk about. Seriously, guys, foundations have just, I've tried so many foundations. I have already gave, like, every time I don't use a foundation, I buy a foundation, I don't like it, I give it away. I could say now by far I've bought maybe like the Makeup Forever foundation, the stick one. I bought the Anastasia stick foundation, gave it away. I bought the Makeup Forever, the stick one, I gave that one away. I bought the Lancome one, didn't like it, gave it away. I gave so many high-end foundations away. I even gave the Rihanna one. What is the Fenty one? Not a fan of it, because like I said, I like a full coverage foundation, and the only one that's high end that does give me more of a full coverage, and I still, when I use this foundation, this is like my favorite high end foundation, but I still do add a little bit of this. So how crazy is that, right? I use this, but I still add a little bit of this just to give me more of a full coverage, because this foundation is the shit. Now this is really good. The freaking smell of it, overpowering, not my best friend. I don't like smells around my face. It's just not my thing. My favorite. So check them out. Go ahead and check that out. And yeah, so I'll see you guys in my next video, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy this video and it was helpful for you guys. If you guys do have any questions, comments, let me know down below and I'll go ahead and answer for you guys. And yeah, that's about it, guys. If you guys do want to know, if you guys want me to do more videos like this, just talking to you guys about like correctors, primers, lippies, lip scrubs, moisturizers, any other thing that you guys want me to, concealers, primers, I don't know, that you guys want me to talk about, to say which ones are my favorites, I'll go ahead and do them for y'all. And also I have a video already on my favorite brushes of all time, so check that video out too. So yeah, that'll be all for you today. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys, bye.